Hi, this is Mr. Coleman, chemistry teacher and technology coach at Euclid High School, and this is a short instructional video on making movies with Xtranormal.com. Alright, two things we need to have done already. First of all, go to the website, Xtranormal.com. URL's up in the address bar here, Xtranormal with no E.com. And secondly, register for an account and sign in. I've already done those things, and I'm assuming you have too. Now it's time to make movies. So we're going to click on, oddly enough, the Make Movies link. There we go. And you'll see there's all sorts of different sets or themes that you can choose from. Okay, you can choose any one you like here. I'm going to go to Stars, and I'm going to choose a set here with 2 actors. So I'll click on that. I'm going to wait patiently for it to load. This page does have a lot to it, so it's going to take about 10 to 20 seconds to load. So we're going to wait patiently together. There, it wasn't so bad. All right, so first, this is kind of a Larry King set. You can go with that background if you like. You could go with a presidential debate if you like. Not sure. Oh, a jail cell interview. That's interesting. Okay, and you can play around with that. You can click whatever background you think fits what you're trying to do. Okay, I'll go with the. We'll leave it right there. Next, you want to pick out your actors. Okay, you can choose this person, kind of a Lady Gaga look there. You can choose this person, maybe a mean, angry custodian. I don't know, this person. Obviously, you can go through and choose basically whoever you want. I'll go ahead and I'll leave it with Larry King over here, and this kind of looks like a Sarah Palin style character. So we'll have fun with that. Next, you can choose background sounds that you might want to have going on. For instance, this looks like it's a restaurant, so I'll choose this lounge sound, and I'm going to click Listen to get a preview of what the sound would come across like. Okay. Kind of some ambient restaurant sound in the background. That might actually fit. You might want to have some background music, so I'll click Beat and listen to see how that goes. Okay, I'm not really feeling that. I'll just play around and choose another one. Try this one and hit Listen to preview. Okay. That I might like, so I might keep that. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll just go with no selection for now, but you can choose any of those you like if you think they add something to your skit. And then next, the story. It opens up a kind of an editing box like this, and this is where you got your instructions here. Okay, so basically you're going to type things in here. Whatever you type in, your characters will say. All right, so you want to click on whichever person you want to say it. So I'm going to start with this Larry King gentleman saying, "Hi, I am Larry King." Oopsie, I want to make sure I spell. You got to make sure you spell it right. The computer will stumble or not say it if it's not spelled correctly. So it's got to be something the computer can say. So, "Hi, I'm Larry King." And then you can add lots of effects here. Okay, by doing that, you drag this into your box. Okay, and now you can choose camera angles. Maybe you want the camera angle to pan on this person or pan on that person. Okay, so you can choose what the camera does. I'm going to delete that for now. You can add motions. Okay, maybe at this point you want the characters to make a money sign. And if you want to preview what that looks like, you just press that, right, like so. I'll go to a different one here. Let's have them do a fist pump right here. And I'm going to apply that. Okay, so you just drag these various editing bars into your text field and then click on Apply. All right, next I'm going to have this person, Sarah Palin, add a response. Okay, and by do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus button down here, which adds a new text field. And we'll have her say, "Okay, cool. I'm going to add a pause to see what that's like." Hit Apply. I am Sarah Palin. Okay, and I'm gonna drag this in here and maybe have her look right at the camera when she says that. Okay. Now, at this point, you've done a couple things. You've played around with the text. You've added some different editing techniques. You might want to preview this. So what you can do is move over here, and it will go ahead and play the movie as you have it set up over here. So it's a good way to kind of get a feel for what it looks like. Let's do that now. It's going to take about 10 seconds to kind of save it and kind of shoot the movie, and then it'll play the movie. Just got to be patient. It does take time for this to load. Any day now. Here we go. All right, I'm going to hit play.
Hi, I am Larry King.
Okay, cool. I am Sarah Palin.
Okay, some pretty limited dialogue there, but you did see Larry King give a fist pump after he announced his name. You saw Sarah say, okay, cool. She paused for a second, then said, I'm Sarah Palin, and looked at the camera. This can be as simple or as complex as you make it. I guess the last thing I would tell you or would ask you to take a look at would be something I think is fun is to play around with sounds. Okay, when you drag the sounds in there, there are all sorts of background sounds that could add some humor or engagement to it, to your presentation. A car crash. Let's see what that sounds like. Interesting. I'm personally a big fan of the old laugh track, so we'll do laughter. That's kind of funny if you're doing like a talk show format, but you get the idea. You can play around with lots of these. The options are almost endless. At the end of the day, though, we want you to use this for educational purposes. So at the end of the day, you're trying to convey some sort of educational objective in a funny, engaging way. So we hope you enjoy using this tool, Xtranormal.com. If you have further questions on editing or making your movie, don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask your teacher to come help you. But hopefully this is a good start to get you going in Xtranormal. Thank you, and good movie making to you all.